will be trying to make up for those crashes tonight in the C main with a third-place finish and maybe an advancement to the D. Watch Kim Mock from Kenosha, Wisconsin, lining up outside row number 3 in the 1 camp. Green flag will fall at the chalk line in turn 4. They roll slowly towards that right now. The green flag is out. The final lap of the Knoxville Nationals is officially underway. John Lambert sets the pace into turn number 2. Lambert's pulling ahead of the field now. Bob Bennett, the number 3, runs in second. Bennett already about 10 car lengths off the pace. Back in the field, the 98 of Dan Shetler has already advanced to well. Lambert's nice and smooth off the bottom in turn number 2, stretching his lead over Bob Bennett. Mike Moore holding the third and final transfer spot in car number 69 as we complete lap number 2 of 10. Tony Lutar moving in to challenge Mike Moore for the third spot. Moore sideways in turn number 2. Lutar slips by. Tony Lutar into third. The final transfer spot belongs to the Canadian Invader. John Lambert continues to pace the field. Bob Bennett runs in second place. Lutar now third. Mike Moore is followed to fourth. Kim Mock is fifth. Once again, no challengers for Lamberts. He is very smooth through 1 and 2. Working the bottom side of the racetrack and just stretching his lead over the field. Bob Bennett a distant second now. Tony Lutar in third. We have reached the halfway point. Lambert's nearly a full straightaway over Bob Bennett with 5 laps remaining. Lutar still third. Mike Moore's fourth. Kim Mock runs in the 5th spot. Tony Lutar closing on Bennett for the runner-up spot. Just 4 laps remaining. Lutar trying to make something happen in turn number 2. He's got a nice smooth line off the bottom as they head down the backstretch. Watch Tony Lutar, the 4X. Lutar moving in on Bob Bennett as Lamberts completes lap number 7. About 5 car lengths separating Bennett from Tony Lutar. The 2-lap sign will be coming out this time for your race leader. 2 laps remaining for the 12L of John Lamberts. Lutar closing on Bennett with 2 laps remaining. Lutar makes a bid on the bottom, drives by Bob Bennett. Bennett slipped out of the groove momentarily. That's all it took for Lutar to drive by. White flag on the field. John Lamberts starts his final circuit around Knoxville Raceway in the E-Main. Lamberts off the bottom in turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Hauls it into turn number 3 with a huge lead over Lutar. Checkered flag in sight for John Lamberts in the 12L. Tony Lutar will finish second. Bob Bennett will be the final transfer car in car number 3.
Jacobs filling in for Tim Schaefer, who was injured earlier this season in a crash here at Knoxville. Great to see Tim Schaefer back on the grounds this weekend, taking in all of the action. Mark Dobmeyer and Robert Ballou in row number 2. Danny Smith and Ryan Anderson in row 3. Kelly Kinzer and Kyle Hurst in row 4. Chad Howard and Chris Walraven in row 5. James Mosher and Chad Meyer in row 6. Jared Hall, Matt Morrow, Neil Shepard, Tim St. Arnold, Becca Anderson, Tim Hunter, Chad Hilliard, John Lamberts, Tony Lutar, and Bob Bennett. We go green out of turn number 4. Nice clean start by the front row. Working their way into 1 and 2. Dean Jacobs on the high side. Brock Mays down on the bottom. Brock Mays will lead them out of turn number 2. Back in the pack. 3 and 4 wide action as they sort themselves out down the back straightaway. Matt Morrow way up high in 3 and 4. Glanced off the outside retaining wall. He gathers it back up. Lost a couple of spots in the running order there. Tim Hunter very sideways entering turn number 1. Something perhaps broken on the back of that car. Now gathers it back up, just up in the choppy stuff. 4 wheels above the cushion. Now Hunter off the pace on the backstretch. 2 laps complete in this 12-lap affair. Brock Mays and Dean Jacobs, the top 2 drivers in transfer spots. John Lambert sideways entering turn number 1. He gathers it back up, but falls to the rear of the field. Mays and Jacobs in the transfer positions. Robert Ballou running in the 3rd spot. Mark Dortmeyer in 4th. Running 5th is the 71R of Ryan Anderson. Then Kelly Kinzer and Danny Smith dicing it up for the 6th spot. Brock Mays now beginning to pull away in the J&F Construction car number 11B. The KC Raceway track record holder with a 1.9-second advantage over Dean Jacobs. Lap times in the mid 16-second bracket. Ryan Anderson trying to get something happening on the bottom side of the speedway, but couldn't gain much ground on the set skis. Trouble in turn number 2, car into the wall, hard it is Neil Shepard. Red flag flying as Neil Shepard made significant contact with the outside retaining wall and spun around several times very violently. Brock Mays setting a fairly slow pace, now getting on the hammer over in turn number 4. We go back to green. Mark Dobmeyer to the inside of Robert Ballou. Dobmeyer trying to steal the third spot, makes it look easy out of turn number 2. Meanwhile, Dean Jacobs coming after the leader into 3 and 4. Mays down low, Dean Jacobs sliding up high to exit. Jacobs follows Mays to the bottom in 1 and 2. Dobmeyer goes to the cushion. Danny Smith to the inside of Ryan Anderson. They'll go wheel to wheel for the 5th spot. Danny Smith trying to slide up high and take the spot out of turn number 4. Kelly Kinzer nearly making it 3 wide down the front straightaway. Kelly Kinzer down low, Danny Smith in the middle, Ryan Anderson on the top, move Danny Smith into 5th, Kelly Kinzer up to 6th. Smith now coming after Robert Ballou. Slide job attempt in 3 and 4. Moves up, perfectly positions the car in front of the 12X. This time by 9 laps complete, 3 laps to go. Still Mays and Jacobs in the transfer spots. Kelly Kinzer going wheel to wheel with Robert Ballou in a race for the 5th spot. Now battle for the lead, getting a little tighter out of turn number 2. Jacobs closing in on Brock Mays. Both of them try the bottom in 3 and 4. Dobmeyer staying with the cushion. Mays and Jacobs going at it for the top spot, and Dobmeyer trying to track them down with 2 laps to go. Here comes Mark Dobmeyer, a run on Dean Jacobs down the back straightaway. Dobmeyer cuts it to the inside as Jacobs works the middle of the racetrack. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. 3 cars fight for 2 transfer spots into 1 and 2. Dean Jacobs goes to the cushion to exit the 2nd corner. Pulls away from Dobmeyer down the backstretch. Brock Mays leads the field into turn number 3. Jacobs coming at him on the high side out of turn number 4. Side by side in the checkered flag. Brock Mays gets the win, and Dean Jacobs gets the transfer.
Here we go, race fans. All but 2 of these guys are finished for the week. 15 laps, top 2 go to the back of tonight's 22-lap B main. Brooke Tatnall, PJ Chesson, here we go. Everybody stacks up into turns 1 and 2. Brooke Tatnall with the lead. Tatnall with the lead down the back straightaway. Oh, problems down the back stretch. John Corbin, Linton Jeffrey getting together. Dennis Moore Jr. loops the car, spins it back around. Still green, unbelievably. Dennis Moore now slows down the front stretch. The Fisher Motorsports 35M car. A year later, Brooke Tatnall down to lead in lap number 2. Tatnall leads. Hodenshield second. Lance DeWeese in the 3rd spot as the yellow flag comes out. Yellow on the racetrack for the 35M car. Dennis Moore Jr. Tatnall on the inside of the racetrack, hits the stripe, and we're back to green flag racing. Tatnall to the bottom. What do you know? Jack Hodenshield to the high side. The Wild Child going to the high side. Everybody trying to pick up spots down the backstretch, but we got a race for the lead. Tatnall leads him down the front stretch. Jack Hodenshield right behind. Tatnall will lead him into turn number 1. Hodenshield hot in pursuit through turn number 2 down the backstretch. Oh, problems. A red flag out on the racetrack. Jason Martin, the 36 car, getting the worst of it over there as the 55K of PJ Cheston spun on the high side of the racetrack. Jason Martin nowhere to go. Tatnall once again off the gas till he gets to the orange stripe, and we're gone. Down into turn number 1, Brooke Tatnall with the lead. Maybe not for long. Here comes the Wild Child, not strong enough off the bottom. Here comes Jason Sides now, sides to the inside of DeWeese. That's the battle for 3rd and 4th. Tatnall, Audenshield, DeWeese, Sides, and Trevor Green. Calvin Landis now moving up from 11th to the 6th spot. Landis 11th to 6th. Tatnall leads. Wild Child 2nd, but maybe here comes DeWeese. DeWeese around the outside of Jack Audenshield. And that's the important spot. Only the 1st and 2nd place cars go to the B main. Tatnall starting to stretch it out. Tatnall leads. Audenshield 2nd, now the battle for 3rd. Jason Sides to the inside, Lance DeWeese for the 3rd spot. Down the backstretch, the 2 black cars of Tatnall and Audenshield stretching it out over the 3rd place car, Jason Sides. This time by at the halfway point. Head starter Doug Clark shows them the cross flags. Tatnall and Audenshield right now headed to the B main. Lance DeWeese and Jason Sides battling for the 3rd spot. Tatnall, Audenshield 1-2. Lance DeWeese now back to the 3rd spot. Great racing surface. DeWeese on the cushion, Jason Sides on the bottom. Audenshield trying to close the gap to take the lead from Brooke Tatnall. Oh, hold everything yellow on the racetrack. Right in front of your leaders. Right now locked in. But Lance DeWeese right behind looking for an opportunity. Green flag is out. Into turn number 1, Audenshield on the bottom. Lance DeWeese going to try the top. The Wild Child now takes the lead down the backstretch. Jack Audenshield to the front. Audenshield leads, Tatnall 2nd. Jason Sides now to 3rd. Lance DeWeese 4th. Calvin Landis 5th, and look at Justin Henderson tearing through the field at D1X. Up to the front we go. Audenshield leads, Tatnall now in the 2nd spot. Jason Sides starting to make it work on the bottom. Sides on the inside of the racetrack, very fast down low. Audenshield leads, Tatnall starting to close a little bit on your leader. Audenshield, Tatnall, they're the transfer cars. Jason Sides runs 3rd, Lance DeWeese now the 4th spot. Justin Henderson the 5th. Henderson the 5th spot now from deep in the pack after coming out of the non-qualifiers program, started 16th. Keep an eye on Justin Henderson. He'll need a yellow flag. Henderson now outside of DeWeese, races for the lead though down the backstretch. Tatnall now to the outside of Audenshield. Brooke Tatnall trying to get the top spot back. 1 lap to go, race fans. Who's it gonna be? Audenshield inside. Brooke Tatnall now with a big drive on the outside. Who's your pick? Wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Audenshield on the inside, Tatnall on the outside. It'll be a drag race to the checkers. Give it to the Wild Child.
Eyes on the front, eyes on the back of this one. A spectacular field for tonight's B main. Ace vehicles leave the speedway. Again, we go for 22 laps. 4 of these drivers will start tonight's A main. As they roll up slowly into turn number 3, these drivers have been working all week, all year for this final opportunity to get to the A main. As they roll slowly into turn number 4. Green flag is out right now. Brian Brown Sets the pace off turn number 2. Brown with the lead down the backstretch. Everyone negotiates the second corner. We're into the third corner now, and Brian Brown will be back number 1. Got a clean lap. Kerry Madsen already on the move on the first lap. Madsen in the 11H has made a big move already. Right now, Brian Brown leads the show. Second is Shane Stewart. Jeff Shepard third. Travis Rylack runs in fourth. Terry McCall drives by Brian Wimmer on the backstretch. McCall getting closer to a transfer spot. Watch T-Mac in the black 24X. Brown with the lead. Shane Stewart second. Then it's Jeff Shepard and Travis Rylack. Jonathan Allard, one spot from transferring at the moment. Terry McCall is sixth. Watch McCall in 24, challenging Jonathan Allard in turn number 3. McCall ducks low in 3, slides up in front of Allard. McCall has cracked the top 5. Now he's coming after the 29 of Travis Rylack. Terry McCall off the second corner cushion into the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Brian Brown off and running with the lead. Shakes in, we've got trouble in turn number 4. Jonathan Allard loops the 0. Yellow is out. Shane Stewart all over the leader as they charge into turn number 1. Brian Brown goes in low, slides to the top. Shane Stewart tries to make a run off the cushion, can't do it. Terry McCall challenging Shepard for the 3rd spot. Stewart works the bottom between 3 and 4. Brown off the top, Stewart on the bottom. We've got a new leader as they get to the line. Shane Stewart has taken the lead. Brian Brown wants it back. Slides up in front of him to turn number 2. Shane Stewart ducks under him on the backstretch. Who's going to be into turn number 3? Shane now low. Here comes Blackjack Brian Brown off the cushion to turn number 4. Side by side off 4 they come. Shane Stewart leads it at the line. Shepard 3rd, McCall is 4th. Brown jumps the cushion, maintains control, leads Shane Stewart down the backstretch. Brian Brown takes the low side, 3 and 4 now. Stewart tries the high side. Brown will lead the lap. Shepard holding off the call for the 3rd spot. Travis Rylack, Brandon Wimmer, Chad Kemenon go at it for position following them. The battle for 3rd really continues. McCall working the outside in turn number 4. Shepard on the bottom. Side by side racing off 4. Brown leads it. Shane Stewart 2nd, Shepard 3rd, McCall 4th. They're your transfer cars at the moment. Meanwhile, Danny Lasowski is on the move, but he's got a long way to go. He's got a spin on the backstretch. The 7TW Brandon Wimmer slowing to a stop off turn number 2. Green flag is out. Brown works off the bottom. Shane Stewart tries to make a run now on the backstretch. Stewart's got some momentum going into turn number 3. Shane Stewart around the outside looking for the lead. Side by side off 4 they come. Who's going to lead the lap? Looks like Shane Stewart. Brown down low, slides up in front of Stewart. Shane's ready for this one. Turns the car, tries to beat him down the backstretch. Can't do it. Battle for the lead continues. Terry McCall is driven by Jeff Shepard. McCall up to 3rd. Stewart all over ground for the lead. Here comes McCall. Shepard now in the 4th and final transfer spot. We've got a spin off turn number 2. Skip Jackson against the guardrail from the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Green is back out. Shane Stewart faces the field. Let's see if Brian Brown has anything for Shane as they head into turn number 1. Brownie goes to the top. Stewart's down low. Shepard back by McCall. Shepard and McCall trying the low side 3 and 4. Terry tries to slide out. Nothing there. Shepard will lead McCall up the front stretch. Terry Madsen on the move up to 5th. Lasowski now up to 8th and going forward. Stewart getting away from the field now. Brown 2nd, Shepard 3rd working well on the bottom. McCall is 4th. We'll have 9 laps remaining this time around. 9 laps left. Stewart with the lead. Shepard moving in on Brian Brown. McCall 4th. Fifth was Kerry Manson, and Travis Rylat loses the spot to Lisowski. The dude is not done yet. Danny Lisowski up to sixth. Does he have enough laps left? Stewart, Shepard, Brown, and McCarl the top four. Manson's fifth, but here comes Lisowski, ladies and gentlemen. The dude working well off the bottom of the 83 car. Manson pulls him down the backstretch. Watch the battle for fifth. Manson ducks low. Lisowski goes to the middle. Remember, neither Manson nor Lisowski the transfer spot at the moment. The final transfer spot belongs to Terry McCarl right now. We'll have 6 laps remaining this time. Shane Stewart driving away from the field. Shepard second, Brown third, McCarl fourth. Got trouble! Trouble in turn number 4. It is Kerry Manson. Kerry Madsen out of the car, and obviously okay physically. How bad do you want? 6 laps left. We're green. Brownie tries to top. Terry McCarl ducks under him. Lisowski after Brian Brown now. Lisowski on the low side. Brian Brown up top, Lisowski underneath him. Brown slingshots off the second corner, maintains the position momentarily. Brian Brown slams the door on the dude. Yellow is out. Lisowski and Brian Brown. Now that's uncle and nephew going at it back there. Brian Brown and Danny Lisowski. Exchanging greetings over there in turn 4. Brian, a former crew member for his uncle. Replay on the big board. Green is out. Into one. Stewart on the bottom, Shepard to the top, McCarl down low, Brown to the cushion, Lisowski down low, side by side down the backstretch, Lisowski and Brian Brown for the final transfer spot. The dude's down low. Here comes Brown off the cushion in turn number 4. Watch the battle for 4th. Lisowski has taken 4th position. Lisowski working off the low side, may not be done yet. Travis Rylat trying to come back on Brian Brown. Shepard, meanwhile, has taken the lead from Shane Stewart. Jeff Shepard working off turn number 4. Stewart second, McCarl third, Lisowski 4th. Brian Brown 1 spot from transferring. Brown trying to hang it up on the cushion, trying to get back Lisowski. Brian Brown right there within striking distance. 2 laps are out this time. The 2-lap sign is out. Shepard, Stewart, McCarl, and Lisowski your top 4. Travis Rylat coming on. Meanwhile, Brian Brown makes a run off the second corner. He hasn't given up yet. Watch the final transfer spot. Shepard takes the white flag. He looks like he's home free, as does Shane Stewart. Brown just slid a little bit off. 4 may have really cost him. Lisowski underneath Terry McCarl. Checker flag coming out this time. Jeff Shepard will win it. Shane Stewart will get second. McCarl, Lisowski race for 3rd. Terry McCarl gets 3rd. Rylat is 5th. Brian Brown 6th. Brooke Tatnell 7th.
Joey Saldana from row 1, Jason Johnson and Jason Myers in row 2, Craig Delansky and Wayne Johnson from row 3, Don Drow Jr., Jason Solwald in row 4, Fred Raymer and Kaylee Garst in row 5, Darren Pittman and Tim Kading in row 6, Billy Alley and Brian Paulus in row 7, Ed Lynch Jr., Dusty Zomer, Paul McMahon, Tony Bruce Jr., Steve Kinzer, Sammy Swindell, Jeff Shepard, Shane Stewart, Terry McCarl, and Danny Lasowski ready to go. Pace quickens, green flag waves, the A main is underway at Knoxville, and it's a drag race into turn number 1. Shots on the bottom, the Brownsburg Bullet, Joey Saldana leading out of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Jason Johnson and Jason Myers wheel to wheel for the 3rd spot. Troubled on the back straightaway, Jason Solwald with a problem in the citywide insulation, R19, the caution flag waves. Damage to the front end of Kaylee Garst's Donut Racing Engines number 44G. Garst and Solwald made contact as they raced down the back straightaway. Kaylee Garst in the work area. Crew about to change the nose wing on the 44G. We're green. Great start by Donnie Schatz in the partner scores 15. Leads the field through 1 and 2. Here comes Saldana on the cushion. Jason Myers in 3rd, Craig Delansky up to 4th. Here's the Brownsburg Bullet on the cushion out of turn number 4. Trouble behind them. Tim Kading spins. Kading spinning the slick 50 number 11K, and we will go under caution one more time. We are set for the restart one more time. Schatz and Saldana, this time side by side down the front stretch. Great start for Jason Johnson up to 3rd. Joey Saldana will lead them out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Saldana goes to the bottom, Donnie Schatz to the cushion. Schatz to the middle to exit turn number 4. Joey Saldana will lead lap number 1. Schatz to his inside in 1 and 2. Jason Myers and Jason Johnson side by side for the 3rd spot. Now Schatz on the back bumper of the Dodge Mopar number 9. Donnie Schatz out of turn number 4, pulls even, Saldana hangs on to the lead. Now Schatz back to the bottom in 1 and 2. Side by side out of the 2nd corner. Joey Saldana and Donnie Schatz racing at the front of the field. Behind them a side-by-side battle between Jason Myers and Jason Johnson. Craig Delansky running in 5th. Donnie Schatz on the bottom in 3 and 4. Strong off at turn number 4. Donnie Schatz will lead lap number 4. Saldana right back around him on the outside in 1 and 2. Donnie Schatz, Joey Saldana again side by side, puts Saldana back out in front at lap number 5. Jason Myers now clear of Jason Johnson, and Myers setting his sights on the top duo as they enter 3 and 4. Both Saldana and Schatz go to the bottom. Myers rides the cushion out of turn 4. 6 laps complete. Brian Paulus on the move up to 7th from the 14th starting spot. Racing for the lead again out of turn number 4. Schatz and Saldana. Saldana hangs on by just 3/100ths of a second. Traffic now for the race leaders. Schatz held up behind Kaylee Garst. Saldana pulling clear. Here comes Myers up in the battle for 2nd. Saldana leading it, but again, Schatz able to close so very quickly. Donnie Schatz works the low side. Saldana on the top. Slower car of Sammy Swindell right in front of them as they enter 3 and 4. Swindell on the bottom, blocking the progress of the partner scores 15. third of the way through, 10 laps down, 20 remaining. Joey Saldana leading, Donnie Schatz second, Jason Myers in third, Jason Johnson fourth, Craig Delansky fifth, Don Drow Jr. sixth, Brian Paula seventh, Wayne Johnson eighth, Dusty Zomer ninth, and Terry McCarl already into the top 10. Battle for the lead now into turn number 1. Shots to the cushion in 3 and 4. Joey Saldana down low. They'll go wheel to wheel once again off the 4th corner. Saldana hanging onto the top spot. Shots now gets a good bite on the bottom in turn number 1. Drives around Saldana. Donnie Schatz takes the lead on the backstretch. Into 3 and 4. Donnie Schatz now back out in front in that Parker Stores 15. Saldana runs second. Myers third. Jason Myers now gaining ground on Joey Saldana as Schatz works the traffic through 3 and 4. Schatz already extending his lead to nearly a full second over the Dodge Mopar number 9. This time by 15 laps complete, 15 laps remaining. We are halfway through the 46th running of the Super Clean Knoxville Nationals. To bring you the rest of the call, Justin Zuck.
Thanks, Johnny. Down the back straightaway now. Donnie Schatz starting to stretch it out through the lap cars. Schatz now through the middle of the racetrack. Trying to put 3 lap cars between he and Saldana. Schatz high, Saldana low. Myers still third, Jason Johnson fourth, Craig Delansky fifth. Donnie Schatz working the inside groove through turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch, 17 down, 13 to go. Schatz looking very strong now in the 15 car. Down the back stretch he goes. Back to the bottom of 3 and 4. We'll see if Schatz goes back to the high side when he gets to 1 and 2. Donnie Schatz first, Joey Saldana second, Jason Myers runs third, Jason Johnson fourth, Craig Delansky fifth, Steve Kinzer up to 6th, Don Drow Jr. running 7th. Your leader Schatz 19 down, 11 to go. Donnie's starting to stretch it out down the backstretch. Oh, we got a car stalled, 24X. Terry McCarl sits parked up against the cushion in turns 3 and 4. Terry McCarl had charged from the final row to 9th. And this is the greatest ever. Here we go. Donnie Schatz, Joey Saldana. Off turn number 4, down to Doug Clark's green flag. Everybody's got a shot now. Donnie Schatz down the back stretch. The King thought about making it 3 wide. Schatz to the bottom. Saldana running second. Look at Craig Delansky around the top. Schatz, Saldana, Johnson, Delansky. That's your top 4. Oh, we got one upside down, bouncing down the front stretch. Hang on. Brian Paulus bouncing around on the front straightaway. Gonna bring the red flag out now. Red flag out on the racetrack. We get set. Schatz brings him off the bottom. Green flag is out. Schatz high. Saldana low. Jason Johnson bobbles on the cushion but gets the 3rd spot back. Everybody charges into turns 3 and 4, almost 3 wide. Schatz starting to stretch it out a little bit in the 15. Saldana second. Johnson third. Now Myers taking a look to the inside of Jason Johnson. Jason Myers running fourth. Here comes Delansky down the backstretch. The dude and the King, the wheel for 6th. Donnie Schatz, look at him stretch it out. Donnie Schatz, 22 down, 8 laps to go. Schatz really stretching it out now with a 9 of Joey Saldana. Jason Johnson trying to get up to the second position. Over 3 seconds. 3 seconds to lead last time by for Donnie Schatz. Oh, Delansky almost loses it in turn number 2. Danny Lasowski on the inside. He's the 5th. Danny Lasowski a 5th. Chasing Jason Myers to the inside. Here later in turns 3 and 4. The battle for the 4th spot down the backstretch. Myers has the 4th spot. Lasowski chasing him. Donnie Schatz leaving him behind to battle for second through the rest. As look at now, Danny Lasowski to the inside of Jason Myers down the backstretch. A year later, in lap traffic, great racing for second, third, fourth, and 5th. Lasowski now to the inside of Jason Myers. Danny Lasowski to the 4th spot. Lasowski now goes to work on Jason Johnson down the backstretch. Donnie Schatz crosses the stripe, 3 to go. 3 laps to go for Donnie Schatz. Jason Johnson now in the 2nd spot. Jason Johnson running 2nd, Joey Saldana 3rd, Myers and Lasowski 4th and 5th. 2 to go. 2 to go for Donnie Schatz. Is this his year? 2 to go for Schatz. Johnson runs 2nd. Saldana is 3rd. Jason Myers 4th, Danny Lasowski 5th. Out of turn number 4, white flag is out for Donnie Schatz. 1 more lap to go. This could be his year. Schatz works down the backstretch. One eye in the battle for 2nd through 5th. One final time, he goes nice and easy. Finally, after a lifetime of trying, Donnie Schatz wins the Super Clean Knoxville National. Joey Saldana at the stripe for 2nd. Jason Johnson 3rd. Danny Lasowski 4th. Jason Myers 5th. We'll turn it over to the folks down the Super Clean stage. We'll give you a rundown when we have it.
Calls over the next few minutes. That's a guy that generally doesn't show a lot of emotion, Bob. Very stoic driver. And he's got a lot of hugging and celebrating to do, but first he's got to talk to Dave Argabright.
Donnie Schatz, we talked about 30 laps to destiny. You fulfilled it tonight. What a great drive. Were you at all concerned early when Joey Saldana passed you?
Well, it's a long race, and you know the way this race car's operated all year, and I've been working a lot on my patience, and I know if I keep the wheels caught up on this thing, there isn't anything any faster. So I just got to settle down a little bit. You know, Joey set a real good pace. Oh man, what can you say about the future of the sport with Joey Saldana in it? I know there's only one winner come out here, and I know he wants to win this race more than I do because his dad did. And he's just an awesome competitor. It's awesome to be able to race with him day in, day out. This is the biggest chapter of my life right here.
4 times we have been with you here to deal with the disappointment of 2nd place. Put it in perspective, this moment right here in front of all these people, in front of the whole world, Donnie, tell me what you're thinking.
Well, 2nd literally does suck. I mean, we've tried our best then. It didn't work, but you know, I know there's that slight possibility we could have come 2nd tonight if we'd have made a mistake, and believe you me, it can happen. I've done it a lot of times, but I remember when Danny Lasowski won his first one, he told me there's nothing like it. I can honestly tell you that's the truth. I feel like I'm one step closer to accomplishing what I really wanted to do in my life.
When did this week become different for you? We've talked about the superstitions and doing things differently. When in your gut did you feel like this really was going to be the time?
Every time I put the helmet on and get in the seat, that's my time. That's where I do what I do. I'm no good at anything else. I mean, I can't do anything but drive this race car. When I'm out of this race car, I'm a horrible speaker. I'm a horrible person in public. I'm just all around bad at everything. But when the helmet goes on, that's my time. And that's where I get the most relaxed and settled down and enjoy what I do. And you know, this is a family sport. I got to thank all the people that have supported me for all the years. Parker Store's been with us a long time. They deserve to be in Victor Lane with us.
Yes, years of a champion right here, Johnny Johnson. What he said. You got to change gears during the red flag or anything make it different? We run down so far. We can want to go more here. Variety of reasons, one of which is the fact that that man in the middle got his first win. But also tonight with an exceptional run, Jason Johnson Day.
Every 360 driver in the country ought to bow down to you, buddy. You talk about respect. Your first time in the A feature and you finished third. You just about had second. What happened?
Well, I don't know. I got by Joey down there in the bottom of 3 and 4, and you know, the top was a little bit faster line, I thought, and I went to the top, and I thought I heard him for the slide job, so I was trying to crowd him. I got off of the cushion a little bit, and he drove by me coming out of 4. I just gave up the spot.
You know, what a though. You rented an engine to come here, and you're third place. This is big money.
Yeah, this is spectacular. I tell you what, Lanny Rao and the Shop Motorsports team, Wayne Purdy, Alan Rao, they're doing a great job working on the car. And, you know, we really got to thank Don Ott. I mean, he come on board and he had faith to put a premier engine in the car, and it paid off all week.
What a difference between the emotion first and second place.
You okay? You can just tell me everything.
Hello, front, Donnie. Thank you. Donnie. Right here, Donnie. Oh, I guess not. Oh, there we go. Right here.
That down in the infield, everybody. Go party with Johnny Shaw. You're finished, your top 10.
What?
15 from Johnny Shaw to 9. Joey fell down. 41, Jason Johnson. 83, Danny Lasofsky. 14, Jason Meyer. 11, Keith Kinder. 7.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us here on the Super Clean stage as well, the 2006 Super Clean Knoxville Nationals Rookie of the Year, Tony Bruce Jr. Tony, congratulations, an excellent job all week long.
Yeah, thank you. It's just an honor to be up here. I mean, this is the biggest stage in the country, and you know, I'm just glad to be part of it.
Talk about your rookie experience, and what does this do for you when you come back to the Super Clean Knoxville Nationals in 2007?
It taught me that I need to step my game up for sure. We got a lot of work to do over the winter and the off season, and start again next year, and hopefully we'll be back on stage, maybe collecting one of these bigger trophies.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Super Clean Knoxville Nationals Rookie of the Year, Tony Bruce Jr.
Hey, hold up. Bring your rookie in. Tony, come over here, buddy. Fire away. You get him jigging in, man. Right. Right. Right.
to Knoxville, 46th Annual Super 3 Knoxville Nationals. Ramping up. Take a shot, trying to get my car real quick and actually back up a little bit. That was coming all the way.
How is it? Mixed emotions? Is it relief? Is it elation? Can you describe how you're feeling at the moment?
It hasn't really hit me yet, John. I mean, I'm as excited as I've ever been in my life. This is one of the most defining moments of my life. It honestly has not hit me yet. You know, when you put the helmet on, it's time to block everything else out, and I feel like I still got to take the helmet off and let the emotions go. I'm normally an emotional person, and I've tried to just block out all emotions. And this week, it's, I mean, this is it. This is it doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't get any better. And to get ourselves in the position we did to start on the pole and be able to get some of the best laps we made all week in the feature. I don't know what to say. I'm really speechless. I'm excited but speechless, and it'll probably hit me in an hour.
There's about 650,000 people back in North Dakota that are elated doing backflips right now for you. You get to go back there back to your hometown of Minot next week, and I would imagine the fans are going to be thrilled to hear about this and have you come back home.
Well, that's where it all started for me. I mean, you know, I remember coming down here. My dad used to bring me down here to the Nationals and to go watch the World of Outlaw races in Fargo, and you know, got to race a lot at home, but that's really where it all started. That's where, you know, the family business was, and that's what made it very possible for me to even get in one of these race cars. So I have a lot of respect and gratitude from where I come from, and it's an absolute pleasure for us to be able to go back there next week with the World of Outlaws and put on a show for the hometown fans and bring the best the sport's got to offer.
We had a red flag for fuel. I think it was with about 10 laps to go, I believe. How did that change any of your strategy? Did it make the cars handle differently? What if you guys could kind of talk about what a fuel stop like that would do the last 10 laps of a race?
Give me the opportunity to get somebody to tell me you got it, don't screw it up. No, you know, we can't always pick on the track for doing these things. I mean, we tried to restart the race 3 times. It didn't go. We kept having yellows, and we did do a lot of laps. To be real honest with you, I'm surprised the Knoxville Nationals is not a 40-lap race. It's only 30 laps. I think we probably could have made it on fuel, but when it's questionable and there's a crash that's pretty well covering the whole front stretch, I think they've done the right thing.